conversation. So let's just dive right into the dailies for you this morning and take a look at how they are reporting the big stories here in Nigeria. This Nigeria is first on our lineup, and this Nigeria just basically add some voice, give some more volume to what we started with. Boko Haram, we're losing ground in Borno, says Zulum. That's the governor, in case you're wondering. Governor raises the alarm over renewed insurgency attacks, abductions. Plateau Governor Mutwang Afenifere state need for state police. Here we are again. But there's some sort of back and forth in the Labour Party. NLC tells INEC to remove every insignia of Abure-led NWC from its portals. Puts police TSS on notice. I'm just going to leave it there, really, and allow you just chew on it.
It's very interesting what's going on with Abure-led and NWC. I really don't know who's behind him. If you know how politics plays, when you're a presidential candidate, the governor, the new governor, literally every member of the National Assembly, literally everybody who is a chieftain in that sense, that gives you the powers that you have.
The Constitution gives you the power.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, as politicians reason.
Right.
You know, I'm not talking about the Constitution, because the argument now is that the court has said, go and sort yourself out. Leave us out of this, your shenanigans or whatever it is you're arguing over. And he's saying he's still in charge. I don't know, but if I was to advise him, it's time to look at the bigger picture. I'm talking about Julius Abure, but it looks like he doesn't want to go down without a fight.
Whose bigger picture would he look? Because he'll tell you, I have a big picture, and guess what?
What I'm saying is that the chieftains have all left him. I mean, the top chieftains.
The truth is, they always say the party is supreme.
Yes, of course.
In fact, that was the case before the Fourth Republic. You'd always hear the party is supreme. It was always the party chairman that can summon anybody in
It's
power.
in that constitution, actually.
You get, and say, well, this is what is happening, this is how we need it to go. But now it's the other way around. It's the big spenders that have taken over the party and tell the chairman what to do and what not to do.
And you know, Kade, it is exactly that line of thought that the legal advisor of the party is hanging on, you know, to say to the world that the Supreme Court, what the Supreme Court is actually saying is that it is a party that is supreme, and it was a Congress that duly elected him and gave him a second term. And to that effect, he remains the national chairman of the party. So it's a legal conundrum. And an aspect of it that makes me wonder is how a Supreme Court verdict does not resolve issues, whether it's party politics or whether it's real issues of administration, like local government elections.
I'll tell you why.
That, you know, even the subnationals are giving a certain definition to. So,
I'll tell you why.
Efficacy of the
when the court says, go and solve your problem.
Yeah.
So everybody who has power, if it is money that is your power, if it is position in Abure's case, you drag as much as possible. Let's go to News Direct. Nigerian News Direct this time. Let's talk, I think this is not security. Tinubu's appointment based on merit, not tribalism. Presidency fires back at Ndume, once against undermining national trust and unity. So Ndume is at it again. You know, the last time he spoke, he was removed as the chief whip. I think he had
suspension.
Yeah, no, he wasn't suspended. He just escaped suspension.
Okay, yeah.
He was actually demoted in that sense. He's no longer a principal officer. But Ndume is somebody who doesn't back down if he believes in something, whether it's right or wrong. But I see what he's saying sometimes. You know, we've always, if you look at the people that have manned, perhaps our money movement, allow me to use that word, I'm talking about CBN governor, my minister of finance, customs, I can go on and on. They are all manned by people from the Southwest. FIRS.
No, well,
there are so many. The accountant general, I think.
The north central part of the Southwest.
So
it's really mind-boggling. I've never heard that before.
The north central part. So lots of, that's why it's called Yoruba-led. Whether the president likes it or not, these are facts available to the people who man these spaces, and that is what Ndume is looking at as far as it's concerned. In fact, some people in the Southwest are saying, no, it's not Southwest. It's Lagos boys that are manning this thing. So the presidency should look at, well, as we said, the president has a right to appoint who he wants to appoint.
Simple.
But Section 14 of the Constitution says, in doing that, you must be sensitive to our plurality as a country.
Well, he has ministers representing states. That's the argument.
Yeah, talking about people that are manning the juicy. The juicy position.
How do you mean juicy? Every ministry is important.
No, let's make you Minister of Environment.
That's very important. You know, without the environment, you can't do anything.
We're speaking English.
Well, I think Senator Oluno will be fish without water, out of water if he's not in the National Assembly. So he's rightly positioned where he is. But let's take a look at the Blueprint newspaper this morning, and it shows a different part. This time it's, focusing on President Trump's tariff. Blueprint newspaper this morning. Take a look at the headline. Following Trump's 14% tariff on exports, FG to review budget parameters, sustain oil, mineral production volume, and take a look at, what would you call it now? The two riders are focused on budget adjustment, non-oil revenues, FIRS, customs, EDU, lack of corporate governance, bane of power sector. Okay. But the blueprint also updated, just before bedtime, and focused also on the Borno State's security situation, where Governor Zulum is calling for, support from the federal government to tackle the security situation. And there you have it.
Okay, so just before I run away, The Guardian is leading with 16 doctors. I needed to point that out. 16 doctors exit in 7 years. The fiscal
16,000.
16,000 doctors, my apologies. So look at that headline. 16,000 doctors exit in 7 years, a fiscal loss, says FG. Well, I'm sure maybe we have around that number, slightly more than that. But that's the number. That's the reality we face as a country. We need the doctors, so we need to train more. Yeah. If perhaps we may just agree that we need to be exporting doctors, because at this rate it's very alarming that our health system is struggling, and a lot of these guys are going to where their talent is appreciated a lot more. So no matter the English that the minister and the government is speaking, if the people feel underappreciated in terms of the environment, then it is what it is.
They'll definitely take a walk, particularly when they have better opportunities outside the country.
So when we talk about exporting, we're not really talking doctors. We're talking more of finished products and all that. This one is not the kind of exportation that we are looking forward to. And just to refer to the blueprint of today, today's newspaper talks about Natasha Akpoti-Oduara slamming 5 billion naira suit on Senator Nweboye. That's the blueprint for today, Wednesday, April the 9th. But those are the dailies, guys.
I think they should go and face themselves in court. Mr. Nweboye, the senator, has really been an advocate or like a defender of the Senate president. And he said
the Senate as a whole?
The Senate president, especially. I've interviewed him. It's almost tempting to ask him, are you the DSS investors? But an interesting gentleman. You should go and face his day in court and let them prove themselves whether it's right or wrong.
I'm really looking forward to hearing his account of how he was really at the scene of events.
He said it time and again.
He said it time and again.
We want to hear, an up-close account. How he was with them.
I think I've heard it too much.
Every step of the way.
Okay. I was there. I was there in the same boat.
So he followed them every step of the way.
I did ask him that question. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to the very first conversation for the day. We'll start with the Kanu politics and his intrigue right here on the program. Join us again.